Hello, everyone. We will be starting the webinar in just a few minutes, just waiting for some people to join.
Oh my goodness. This is
Okay, now mute yourself.
okay.
Hello, and welcome to Omnex's webinar, Fundamentals of Integrated Management Systems. Today's presenters will be Omnex's Kumar Shivan. Kumar is an engineer with a vast technical background in manufacturing across 3 continents. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the Q&A tab at the bottom of the screen, and please keep an eye out for polls throughout the webinar. This webinar will be recorded, and an Omnex representative will be in touch if you are interested in the recording. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. This is Kumar Sivan. I hope you're able to see the presentation on the screen. Megha, should I switch to presenting my version of the PowerPoint?
I think that would be a good idea. Just give me 1 second.
So I can share my screen and switch to that.
Sure, just checking with Mike Miller. Yep, you can go ahead and share your own slides, Kumar.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to put this in presentation mode. All right, thank you, Mega, for the introduction. We are going to walk through the fundamentals of integrated management systems today. Let me just make sure my camera is turned on. All right. Okay, let me start with some background on Omnex. Quick background on Omnex. We are located in Ann Arbor, Michigan. We are a global company. We are a training, consulting, and software solutions company. The next few slides gives you a little bit more introduction. We specialize in various standards. A partial list of those standards is listed on this slide here. ISO 9001, IATF 16949, the automotive standard, the aerospace standard, health and safety, and the environmental standard, besides some of the newer standards like functional safety, information security management system related standards, and so on. Besides that, Omnex has several consultants that are leaders in lean manufacturing, Six Sigma, and so on. And we have, this slide is a little dated. We have well over 100,000 individuals that have been trained in over 30 countries. And Omnex has key people in leadership that have served on the writing committees for several of the standards. Not only the standards, but we have key leadership that are the authors of several of the AIAG core tools books. This is a quick summary of the Omnex group portfolio, consulting, which is a good portion of the business. Omnex Systems is the software side. Omnex Plant Tech is the staffing side and the training side of the business. This slide gives a summary of the different modules that are available in the Omnex suite of software. We will talk about some of the software applications that are relevant to the integrated management system webinar that this is part of.
Kumar,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt. I think you need to share your screen. We're still seeing just, we're not seeing your screen yet.
Oh, sorry about that.
You might need to reshare and then put it into presentation mode. All right.
How about now?
We see the PowerPoint, but not the presentation mode, if that makes sense.
I'm not sure why.
Yeah, the presentation mode button's in the bottom right.
Yeah, I did that. And it's showing presentation mode on my computer on both my laptop and my monitor, but it's not showing up on Zoom. Okay. That's strange.
Do you have a different view on both screens? You need to show the one that's showing full screen.
Both of them are showing full screen. Like now, if I do both of them, okay, let me try this. Okay. How about now? Is it showing full screen now or?
We are seeing the Zoom.
Yeah, it's just
Uh,
black screen. You got to
yeah.
share whichever screen has it on full screen.
You're not seeing it in presentation view?
No.
Okay. How about now? Still no difference?
Yeah, no difference yet.
Okay. I am technologically challenged. All right, I'm gonna present only the PowerPoint and see if that makes a difference. I'll do entire screen and do this. How about now? Any difference?
Yeah, we see a browser.
Okay. Okay, I'm out of ideas at this point. All right, can I just
When you go to share, there's an option of sharing. Instead of a screen, you can share a window. So try and share the PowerPoint presentation window.
I've done all of those options. Okay, I've moved the PowerPoint to the other monitor. Um, any difference?
It's the non-presentation mode of PowerPoint.
It's non-presentation mode, and I have it in presentation mode here. So,
Right, but
are
do
you
you have
are you
presentation
able
mode?
to are you able to read what's on the screen? Maybe I'll just carry on as it is.
Yeah, but do you have two screens and you have the presentation view on one screen and then the editing view on the other screen?
No, it's presentation view on both screens. Are you able to read the text on this page, or it's too
Yeah, it's
small?
just not ideal.
All right. Uh, I'm gonna do entire screen and see if that makes any difference. So I have the entire screen in presentation mode.
Okay.
Perfect.
Does this look better?
Yep, that's working.
Okay, thank you. Apologies, folks. So this is some general background on myself, in addition to what Megha explained in the introduction. I am a mechanical engineer by background, over 25 years in automotive. Have had the privilege of doing global assignments, and I've been with Omnex for 7 years, doing a variety of training and implementation assignments, including integrated management system assignments with a variety of clients, both in general manufacturing and also automotive. Fundamentals of integrated management system. So Omnex has done hundreds of IMS implementations across the globe. Our CTO, Chad Keimel, has written a book on integrated management systems. That's what is mentioned on this slide here. Let me change my, okay. So this is talking about the book that our CTO has written that has a lot of the, it's power packed with a lot of good information. It would be a good resource to use if you are considering getting into integrated management systems. So with the agenda, we're going to do a 45-minute presentation that's going to include both general foundation on integrated management systems, and towards the end of it, we're also going to talk about software for maybe 5 to 10 minutes, because integrated management system greatly proliferates the amount of documentation you're going to have, and use of software is going to significantly decrease the workload and make the process more efficient. So Omnex has software solutions that can help manage your integrated management system. So we're going to share that. And then the last 15 minutes, we're going to allow for some Q&A. So the goal is to get done by 11:45 Eastern time, and then allow for some Q&A at the end. So if you have questions, please note them down, and we will have a time to address questions in that segment. Okay, so this is what we're going to cover by way of agenda: the rationale for an IMS, fundamentals of an IMS. We're going to talk a little bit about the process approach, which is a very foundational requirement of several ISO standards, and talk about best-in-class integrated management systems. So this is a chapter-wise agenda. What is going to be covered in chapter 1? So the drivers for integrated management system. So we have high-level structure. All of these we're going to expand on in the next coming slides. High-level structure, the ISO standards have most of them these days have a common high-level structure. Proliferation of standards, there is increasing amount of standards that suppliers are expected to be certified to. The implementation and maintenance costs, and challenges of the enterprise. These are the drivers for integrated management system. Emergence of the high-level structure. Having a common high-level structure helps you navigate through multiple standards. So if you switch standards, if it has a common high-level structure, you're able to have educated guesses on which portion of the standard you need to go to find out information about that. So that's basically what this is talking about. There is further detail in the slides coming up. So here is the typical high-level structure. For those of you that are familiar with ISO 9001, this is going to be very familiar to you, the structure here. 10 broad clauses. The 1, 2, 3 are mostly fundamental information, and then the actual clauses, which have the shalls, the requirements that an organization has to work to, typically start in clause 4 and go through clause 10. So this is a typical high-level structure, and this is repeated in standards like 14,001, the environmental standard, 45,001, the health and safety standard. So if you go to the health and safety standard, if you go to clause 6, it will address elements of planning required for the health and safety standard. If you go to clause 8 in the health and safety standard, it will include operational considerations for health and safety, and so on. So this is a comparison across multiple standards. So 5.1 is the clause, the topical heading of the clause is leadership and commitment. And this is talking about what 5.1 requires in the 9001 standard, the 14001 standard, 27001, which is the Information Security Management System, and the Health and Safety Standard. And if you look at all of these, it talks about what the leadership has to commit to in each of those management systems. So in the case of quality management system, leadership has to ensure integration of the QMS requirements into the organization's business processes. If you take the information security system, leadership has to ensure resources needed for the ISMS are available. So this is telling you in a high-level structure how there are similarities across the different standards. Proliferation of standards. So this is giving you a feel for how many different standards there are out there, and a lot of the there's increasing pressure put on suppliers to get certified and work to multiple management systems. This is a big picture look at how organizations that are global are divided up. You know, you have a corporate site, then you have multiple plants. These can be in multiple geographies. Similarly, you could have design centers in multiple geographies and sales offices in multiple geographies. And this is typical for corporations that are global in nature, multi-site, multi-language, multicultural, and you could be working to multiple standards. So why integrate? So there's savings, cost savings in integration, and there's also the efficiency improvements that you can gain through integration. So this is talking about single site savings, and it's giving you some percentage savings that you can expect to gain by integrating your management systems. And that's for the single site, and this is for the multi-site savings. And these figures are based on data that Omnex has been able to collect over the years by working with a variety of clients that have global corporations with multi-site, multi-cultural, multi-standards that they're working to. So chapter 2, defining integrated management systems. So when you integrate management systems, these are the 3 pillars. So this is foundational. The 3 pillars that have to be integrated are integrated processes, integrated risks, and integrated audits. So to effectively integrate management systems, these 3 pillars are foundational. And you have to not only integrate processes, but you also have to integrate risks and integrate audits. That's going to give you the maximum benefit from the integration activity. Management systems are considered integrated with 70 to 95% integration for procedures and at least 30% for work instructions. So you will always have a combination of common procedures that apply across the board, and you would have site-specific procedures that are unique to each site based on the product or service that's offered at that site. For a process or work instruction to be fully integrated, it should be managed by one process owner. That's what gives you the best results with integrations. So, and then another thing to keep in mind is all processes do not have to be integrated. So based on the uniqueness of the products you produce and the services you offer, it may not be possible to integrate all of the processes, but you are trying to go for, the 70 to 95% integration to achieve the maximum benefits out of doing it. Integrated risk. So you have integrated risks, which is using a common risk methodology between quality, environmental, health and safety, and food safety, if that's also part of your business. So integrating the risks ensures that you have commonality of how you are treating the risks. You are quantifying the risk, and you're also assigning actions to mitigate the risk. So with risk, there is always three things you have to do. The first thing is identify the risk. Second is quantify the risk. Third is mitigate the risk. And having it integrated further gives you the ability to commonize the processes so risks are treated in a commonized or standardized way. Optimally, one team conducts the risk analysis for the three different categories. So same thing with audits. You want to integrate audits. So when you are conducting the audits, you are looking at multiple management systems at once. Audit process uses an integrated audit checklist and an audit team capable of auditing the integrated system. So the audit team should be knowledgeable in multiple standards, and they should be able to audit to multiple standards simultaneously when they are carrying out audits. Benefits of integration, focus. So integration of the organization's overall goals and objectives. Efficiency. So you are reducing the number of processes and process owners because a single process owner is going to cover multiple processes. Integration of management planning, realization and control processes, and then effectiveness. So application of proven processes and risk tool throughout the organization. So these are three key benefits of integration. So this is talking about single entity. In a single entity, especially if you have standalone implementations. So you have a 45001 system, an automotive system, environmental system, and 9001 based system. So each one of them has its own set of quality manual, and then the level 2, level 3, level 4 processes. What is shown here is typically how documentation is classified in organizations. So the quality manual at the top is the highest level document. And then you have procedures or SOPs, standard operating procedure. Then you have work instructions at level 3, and then you have forms or checklists or records that form level 4. So if you have standalone implementations, then you will have all of these for each management system. So if you integrate it, you can have an integrated manual at the top, integrated processes, integrated work instructions, and records at the bottom. So integration versus standardization. So you want to achieve the benefits of integration through both integration and standardization. So if you have lack of integration and standardization, then like the previous slide that we just looked at, you have independent documentation, multiple process owners, multiple sets of metrics, multiple sets of risks, and audits being carried out. So integration refers to standalone systems that duplicate training processes, document control, and internal audit processes for each standard within the company. So there's a loss of value associated with standalone management systems, okay, because of duplication. And because of duplication and additional resources being deployed, additional documents that could be very similar in nature, there could be confusion that's caused in the organization. Standardization. So if you have, remember I talked earlier about you could have some documents that are corporate and apply to multiple sites, and some documents that are site specific. So you need to take stock of which documents can be commonized and made a corporate document versus which document needs to have site specific content in it. So when you standardize, if you have site specific documents, you use a standardized approach for how the document is laid out. So there's a standard format, not only a template, but I'm also talking about content, how the procedure is written out. So if it is standardized, then it make sure that for the sake of training and understanding, you're using a standardized way of how the document is created and how the document addresses what it is covering. So this is going into a little bit more detail of what the savings can be. In an enterprise of 4 sites with 3 management systems, 12 individual management systems versus 1 integrated management system. So if you have 4 sites with 3 management systems, that totals up to 12 individual management systems, which means you're going to have 12 audits versus 1 integrated management system. So if there are 300 documents in each of the systems, that totals up to 3,600 documents in 12 management system versus 500 in 1 integrated management system. So there's a significant reduction in the number of documents that you're having to handle in an integrated management system. And if there are 100 process owners in 1 system, it equates to 1,200 process owners in the 12 sites. So again, with the number of process owners, there's going to be a savings, and having less people managing it is also going to ensure that the process is more standardized and there is less things falling through the cracks. So the third chapter talks about process approach, process map, and process flow, and process measurables, which would fall under KPIs or metrics. So this is an example of a process map with individual processes in it, and the arrows point to how the information flows from process to process. So the standard emphasizes sequence and interaction between processes. So you not only need to have the processes mapped in a process map, but you also have to have the sequence and interactions of how the processes come together. Usually you start with a requirement that comes from the customer or a compliance authority. What does the Department of Natural Resources want? What does the OSHA authority want for that state? So the requirements flow from the customer or a compliance authority to the organization. Those requirements are addressed by the processes through the sequence and interaction, and then what is delivered to the customer or the compliance authority is either a product or a service or compliance to a legal requirement. Right? So that's what the process approach is talking about here. And the process map is expected to capture all of that. Process maps document the processes in an enterprise, provides a uniform way for the business to operate company-wide, and allows linkages of key measurables and process measurables describing the company performance. So we'll get into that shortly, the measurables and how they need to come together. Represents a uniform look and feel of an organization to its customers and suppliers. All right, chapter 4, best in class. The best in class implementation would have the following. So it would have an integrated and standardized management system, including the risks and audits. Integration and standardization of the QMS, EMS, OSAS, and IT security, social responsibility. So this is giving you an example of the different types of management systems that can be integrated. Implementation of KPIs, of net positive, net zero. These are considerations that are becoming increasingly needed by customers in this day and age, especially with the climate change and the problems that it is causing across the globe. With an integrated BOSS. So BOSS is an acronym that Omnex uses to define business operating system. So the business operating system aligns the KPIs and objectives, context, and interested party expectations, which is typically covered in the standard in 4.1 and 4.2. And then IMS software with electronic workflows. This is something that we're going to address very shortly in the software portion. We talked about this, the 3 pillars already. Standardization we talked about, and then performance measurement. So KPIs, so every process, so in clause 6 of the ISO 9001 standard, and similarly in the other standards like environmental or health and safety, clause 6 is where it talks about setting objectives and having a plan to achieve objectives. So every process in your process map should have objectives set, and that's how you measure the effectiveness and efficiency of your various processes. This is the business operating system that I talked about earlier. So you have 4.1 and 4.2, context of the organization and interested party expectations, mission, vision, and policies, all of that flowing into the overall goals and objectives. So this is at the corporate level. Most corporations have goals and objectives. And then those goals and objectives are achieved by achieving the individual process KPIs at the bottom here. So if at the process map and individual sites, you have, in your process map, you have multiple processes defined and KPIs assigned to each of them. If there is clear alignment between the overall corporate goals and objectives with the process KPIs, when you achieve this KPI at the process level, it is going to contribute to the corporation achieving its goals and objectives. Typically, goals and objectives are, most large corporations have what they call SQDC PME: safety, quality, delivery, cost, people, maintenance, environment. So these are the 7 categories into which corporate level objectives are defined at most corporations. And if you set the KPIs at the process levels appropriately, and they are aligned with the overall goals and objectives of the corporation, if you achieve a KPI with a process down below here, it will directly contribute to the corporation achieving its objective. It'll move the needle in the corporate level. All right. At this point, I am going to pass on to the my colleague who's going to cover the software portion of this webinar. So Srinath, are you online?
Yes, Kumar.
I'm going to stop sharing so you can start sharing,
Sure.
please. Carry on.
So from here, what I'll do is that we'll share you an in-depth, not in-depth actually, with the time constraint, we'll be showing only few of our capabilities on what we have built into the software for achieving the integrated management system, and as well as like how you can create your process maps online. Okay. So I'll be showing you a video, and I hope like everyone can see my screen, right?
Yes, Srinath, I can see.
Okay.
This. Yeah.
So I'll be showing you a short video from our software on how we are achieving the concept of site sharing, like sharing your documents with multiple sites, and how you can create your process maps online to achieve your integrated management status. And also like the vision of Omnex system is to get digitalization into the systems. So that's where we are focusing on. Okay. So let me play this snippet for you. So now you can see if you're having a procedure, a document, say program management, which is defined at the corporate level, you don't have to duplicate that document into each site. Okay. So what you can do is that with the help of the software, instead of replicating that document multiple times, as Kumar mentioned, you can easily share the access across the sites. So you just go into, say, for example, if it's China, you can go into the China site, and then you can expand your folder, and in your procedures, you can see the same document has been shared across the site. So here you can see the highlighted part are those documents which is being shared across your corporate level. So with a single document, what you can do is that instead of creating it multiple times and then deal with the revisions and all those things, you can share the same document with multiple sites, and that will take care of it. And when whatever happens with the document, like a revision, everything, it will be shared across the site. So that is the main advantage of having a shared access across your sites. Okay. Next thing, what I'm gonna talk about is like how to create your online documents in the system. Okay. So here, as you can see, when you're requesting for a new document, what you can do is that you can create that document as an online document. So you can select like what kind what is a folder which is related. So if it's QMS, quality manual, you'll be able to attach a document and create it as an online document. Okay. So when you're creating as an online document, there can be predefined templates which can be assigned to those documents, and then or you can define a new template as well. So within that template, what you can do is that you can create your own process flows or flow charts. So in this case, it's a program management document manual. So all you need to do is like copy the contents to it. And also you can download your visual files directly into this template as well. So when you copy paste your program management manual, Then you can also have a process flow charts which can be inserted into those documents. Okay, so again, that can be defined as a master list. And from that template list, what you will be able to do is that you can select what kind of flow you want, or process flow you want for those documents. And you can select that particular flow chart from the list, that is the master list. And then that flow chart will get inserted into that particular document. So now, instead of having multiple documents with the same content, you can create one single document defining your entire process flow, or the flow what you are having in the system. So all you need to do is like define a document name for that online document, and then you can add it as a new document request. So once you add it as a new document request, if it has approval routes, it will go through it. That's a different feature, but with the interest of time, I'm not going into those details. And once you create it as a document, the users will be able to see, like if the users are having access to those documents, they'll be easily able to find it from the list, that there's the document list. They can go on and click on the quality manual, and they can just search for the document. And once you open up the document, you'll be able to see the complete flow chart or the process flow for that particular program management. So this is a snapshot of that particular document. So you can see whatever you have defined is there. And you can also define multiple links to this document. And then instead of going to multiple documents, you can just click on the link and it will take you to the next step. Okay. So that's it with the Doc Pro part of it. And then also we do have the option to have, we do have the mobility, which is enabled. So right now everything is on mobile. So you can do your audits and assessments in, you can schedule your and conduct the audits through the mobile app. So this is a snapshot on the mobile app, what we have. And also, like, you can directly enter in your NC non-conformances from the mobile app, which will open up the form, which is again linked to your 5 eyes, fishbones, and 5WH root cause analysis, all these things. Okay, so everything can be done through a mobile app, which is available both in a Android version as well as in a Apple Store version. Okay. The next thing is lead process audits. So you can see here again for LPA, you have an automated audit schedule, which is again available through the inspection audit app. And you can see what are the audits which is pending, and through your mobile you can conduct the audits. And you also have the voice enabled audits. You can conduct audits offline, and once you're online, you can just sync it back to the server as well. You'll be having an option to capture the evidences, like whether it be through the pictures or videos. And as I said before, it is available in Android and in iOS as well. The next thing is the CAPA, which is the customer complaint software, what we have. So through this software, you will be able to initiate a concern, whether it be a concern from the customer or whether it be a internal concern. You'll be able to initiate it, and then you'll be having an option to evaluate the concern. And then based on the approach based on the approach what you have, you can do a effective problem solving through the different steps. And once that is done, like it can be like a 5-eye, fishbone, 5W2H. And also you'll have the option to have a root cause, which is linked to the concern as well. The next thing in our IMS system is the MSA, that is the measurement system analysis thing. So here you can calibrate your gauges, whether it can be internally calibrated or whether it's an external calibration. You can do all those calibrations within your MSA system. You can conduct bias, linearity study, GRR, stability analysis, and there's a lot more. And with the time constraint, I'm not explaining in depth for that. The next thing is the software we have. We do have electronic workflows for that. So instead of modules, we have come up with an approach called platforms in here. So you have your APQP PPAP functionality, which is tied back to the NPD workflow, which defines or you can define the product launches. You can do the program risk management. You can have your voice of customers, FMEA, PPAP, all those items. And we do have the inspection systems and then integrated corrective actions, which I've already talked about, gauge calibration and continuous improvements, which is taken through our BOSS system. Okay. In addition to all these solutions, we do have a supply chain functionality wherein you can have an integrated supplier document and audit management. We also have the supplier problem solving, which is connected to the system. And we do have the APQP, FMEA, PPAP, which is a risk-based prevention tool. We also can have the supplier inspections, which can be done through the supplier management system. And finally, we have an option wherein we can do the supplier metrics and scorecards. So that's it with the software part of it. And I mean, with the time constraint, I just took 10 minutes of it. So Kumar, maybe you can take back and then.
Well, if you can just switch to the next slide, Srinath.
Okay.
That's a summary slide.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Okay.
go to.
So
keep going to there is a summary slide.
Yeah, I'll go to that.
Okay.
So this is a snapshot on our integrated management system or the QHSE platform. So you can see here, we have bundled together the solutions what we have to address the issues of the integrated management system. So you don't have to go back to different modules. All you can have is like you have it as a solution. And in your dashboard, you'll have over to your right side, you can see all your IMS related data, all your action items, all those things will be there in the system and it will be presented to you instead of you going and searching for what are your action items and things like that. Okay. And apart from the QHSE system, we do have the NPD and APQP platform, which is a bundle of solutions what we have for the new product development part of it. So again, the customer can configure based on what kind of platform they're using, and they can tailor-made the software system into what requirements they have. Okay. The final part is the supplier quality management system. Again, I've talked about it. So this thing combines all your supplier related items, whether it be the supplier documentation, the PPAP submissions, audits, corrective actions, inspections, all those things are bundled to your supplier quality management system. And one additional thing what we have to point out here is the addition of obots. So we do have the obots right now, which can review your PPAPs or work products based on the artificial intelligence technology. Okay. So that's with the supplier management system. And so Kumar, do you want to go through the summary?
Yeah, let me quickly summarize and then we'll open it up for Q&A.
Okay.
So Srinath was able to share all the dashboards and capability of what our software solutions can provide and how it can not only automate some of the tasks, but also provide you nice dashboards. So it gives you information that is available in real time and also helps you make key decisions on how to improve your management system. So overall, we talked about with the integrated management system, the integrated processes, risks, and integrated audits. You can combine multiple management systems into one integrated system. The importance of standardization, because that reduces complexity and commonizes the way you do things across multiple sites and covering multiple management systems. And also the software solutions that would be applied in order to gain the full benefits of the integration itself. So I want to apologize for the technical challenges we had in the beginning of this webinar that led us to run a little late. Let me open it up for Q&A if there's any questions. I think I see something in the chat here from Omar. So you've said 3 different platforms. Is it possible to? I'm sorry? Okay, I'm not sure what you mean by a hybrid platform, Omar. By 3 different platforms, are you talking about 3 different management systems? If that's what you're talking about, then yes, the goal of an integrated management system is to combine multiple management systems into an integrated management system, so you reduce the proliferation of documents, and also you reduce the number of process owners that would address the different processes. Any other questions? Oh, Omnex platforms. Okay. Are you able to see this, Srinath? So he's talking about the new product introduction and supplier quality platform.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, good question. So actually, Omar, like even if we are categorizing it to as 3 different platforms, 3 or 4, all your basic systems will share the data. Like there will be only one source of truth. That means like the documentations, because your documentation part of it will be part of the IMS system, can be part of your new product development, and it will be part of your supplier management itself. So you can have multiple platforms, but instead of going to say like if you're having a concern which is listed out in the IMS system, there will be a related document which will be get linked to the DocPro, and that document can be used into other platforms as well. So it is not like we are separating this platform, but you have an integrated management system as a whole, but we are categorizing it based on what kind of functions you are having. So from a customer perspective, some of our customers, they might have only few modules, which modules is a previous term which we used. So they'll use only some of the items. So if they're into supplier management system, that means they'll be using DocPro, they'll be using a corrective actions platform, they'll be using your inspection platform. And even if you're using an integrated management system platform, all this documentation, all those things will be linked, and it is like an entire system which is linked together. So it is not technically a separate system as such, but we are just categorizing it so that the users, when they log into the system, they can easily see what kind of actions they're assigned to. Is it clear?
Yeah, I think Omar is happy with the answer, or appears to be. Nelson, I see your question, difference between integration and standardization. So integration is combining multiple management systems into so you have QMS for the 9001, EMS for the environmental, so 14,001, OHSMS, Occupational Health and Safety Management System, for 45,001. If you combine all of that into an IMS, that is integration. Standardization is more addressing the individual documents or procedures. So let's say you have a maintenance procedure at a Detroit, Michigan site, and a maintenance procedure at a, say, El Paso, Texas site. The procedure, so the equipment that you're maintaining at Detroit versus El Paso could be vastly different. But then there are certain things that are common to how you are going about carrying out maintenance. How you line up preventive maintenance, how you determine what are critical spares that you need to keep on stock in order to perform maintenance on the equipment, and so on. So there's certain things that are standard when it comes to the maintenance procedure, but then because of the differences in equipment between Detroit and El Paso, there could be some site-specific differences. So to the extent possible, you can commonize the procedure and standardizing it. That's where you are using standardization. And then you are making only the things that are unique to that site as the site specific. So hopefully that answers your question. So. Any other questions? Welcome, Nelson. Doesn't look like there's any other questions. We'll give it another few seconds. Okay. Once again, apologies for the technical challenges we had in the initial portions of this webinar. Greatly appreciate those of you that participated. If you need to reach us through Omnex, we are always welcome inquiries from customers. So please do reach out to Omnex, and we would be happy to support your journey with integrating your management systems. So on behalf of Srinath and myself, thank you for participating, and hopefully this added value to your knowledge of management systems in general. Have a good afternoon, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, Kumar. And sorry, we have to rush through some of the software topics, but as Kumar said, like, you can reach back to Omnex in case if you have any questions, and we'll be more than happy to explain to you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Have a good day.